And welcome back to the channel, everyone. So, I wanted to put out another video this month. I wanted to try to do even more, but I've been a little bit busy, especially with work. I've been doing some things. And I figured today I would just start with talking about what's been going on with Flexa, especially over the last couple months, things that I've sort of missed since, about June or so, up until today. So, another YouTuber who you probably know claimed that, well, not too many people are talking about AMP and Flexa. Well, yeah, in a bear market, not many people are talking about crypto in general. And if they are, they're just talking about Lostborn. So we'll actually get back to Mr. Daniel C. McCabe here because, again, he's now the CEO of Flexa, which you'll be surprised to find out has been in the works for a little bit of time. And just a reminder that, yeah, prices aren't good for anything right now, especially this ETH. Oh, that hurt. That really hurt. I bought some at $2,000. Yeah, down 25%. But hey, that's a bear market. Bear markets are where wealth is created, bull markets are where wealth is realized. And like I was saying about Daniel C. McCabe, he is the new CEO of Flexa. You can see here this is Sarah's tweet, and that was put out earlier this month, August 9th. So it's been about 18 days. And yeah, there's a whole lot to that, especially because we're going to go back in time, all the way back to June 2021. And I'll just go ahead and play this. This is a little clip here and Tyler's answer to a question that the green guys had regarding AMP token.
So let's welcome on the green guys.
Hey guys, thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. So my name is David. I'm really amped up about this entire project, Flexa. I mean, I'm the admin of the Facebook AMP token group, and we have I think 1,700 members as of today. And so I see a lot of the questions and concerns about AMP token, and so one of the big concerns is
an AMP token. Sorry, green guys, but that's
Sure.
kind of the Flexa staking token. Just if folks don't know, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a collateral token. It collateralizes the transactions behind the scenes.
Right.
So that's actually the exact question. There's a lot of people in the group are asking, and on Reddit too as well, where they have 9,000 members. They're asking. Flexa is out there and they've got their PR going and they've got this Sheets, PR going around, and all the time you see Flexa, and AMP token is kind of hidden under, behind the scenes. Is there a reason why that is like that, or is there legal things where you can't, advertise AMP token, where you see all these other exchanges saying, oh, you could buy Dogecoin here, you could do this. How come we never see really AMP token being pushed out to the main street? Every now and again you'll see AMP token, in some of these, PR, articles and stuff, but generally we don't see the marketing and the big push for AMP token. Is there a reason, legal reasons why, or is that something that we just haven't jumped into because we're building the network? And so that's the first question. I have one other quick question right after.
The short answer to, I guess, on maybe some of this marketing or some of the awareness pieces is what we're trying to build here and also get the message out of how Flexa works, why it's beneficial, particularly to merchants, users, wallets, these tokens. You have to kind of build the narrative in these stages. And if you start trying, it's already either sounding too good to be true, or technology they don't necessarily understand, or integrations they don't understand. And especially in crypto, when it's oh, and now there's this token involved. It can be a little harder to digest. Even earlier when I kind of went through my really quick spiel of Brady's hey, how does this actually all work? I had to be okay, here it all is, right? It took me 3 to 4 minutes of just talking fast to get through all of it.
Right.
It's way easier to say, here is why Flexa matters. Here is what it is fundamentally changing. It's going to enable these assets to be spendable everywhere without any new hardware or software, no fees, the cheapest, the fastest, most usable network that doesn't use all the old stuff. That is by far the most compelling. What is Flexa? Why have we done this? Why does it exist? Why is it going to be very, very valuable to all participants? And that's really the message we're looking to lead with. And now, as more and more wallets will join the network, which is also, we feel, inevitable, and there's lots of really good stuff that we're going to be announcing on that front very soon. As more and more wallets are on the network, well, now that story starts shifting a bit more to, oh, well, how is AMP used? How can I financially benefit? How can I stake the network? What wallets am I going to stake? How do I participate? So it really will start evolving to that message. But right now, the initial message is really on the merchant side, and like letting people really understand, like, why is this meaningful? How does this literally work? And not hype and over promotion and promising or having vaporware that isn't there, right? We really wanted to deliver this first.
So yeah, it's always been in the plans to have people understand what Flexa is, the benefits of it, and then start talking about AMP token. And in order to do that, especially, it would help if you had a foundation of some type. Which reminds me of this video from Tyler at the Blockchain Futurist Conference.
One of the cool, exciting things, there's so much around this. We've been working on now an AMP foundation for about 2 years, almost 2 years, putting all this together. We're going to be launching that soon. I'm even going to be stepping into a full-time role, even at the AMP Foundation, because of just how massive this opportunity is going to be. So it's super exciting.
Okay, as you can see there, Tyler was definitely talking about it. You know, it's been in the works for around 2 years or so. And now we're finally getting the AMP token foundation because more wallets are soon to come online. And more merchants and everything else that's actually happening. For example, something actually happened recently, earlier this month. New merchants actually hit SPEDN. Again, some of these merchants you probably haven't heard of, but some people have. Like, I believe Gong Cha is actually a pretty big restaurant in some parts of the United States, definitely regional. International shops, that's like duty-free stuff at certain airports. And of course, Rosewood Sandhill, that's a hotel actually out in Silicon Valley. There were a couple others that were at it as well, and that was on August 8th of 2022. And funny thing about this this tweet here, at the time when this hit, of course, everyone in the community started, digging in, seeing what was going on. MacGyver dude here actually noticed that this has actually been happening since 2021, according to the payments article, not specifically mentioning Flexa. International Shops was already talking about leveraging QR codes to cater to global consumers, part of that global launch that's going to be happening, hopefully, in the near future when it comes to Flexa. But hey, enough about that. Let's actually go back to these conferences that happened. This one I actually had to splice in because it happened right around the same time I was doing the editing. Again, that was a very long video. That was a 28-minute video. Not super, super long for me, but pretty long. And of course, that was Tyler and 2 Chainz on there. Tyler was talking about Chipotle. I just sort of spliced in the video where I was actually paying for things at Chipotle with crypto. In this case, it was Litecoin that day. But yeah, this is just showing that these conferences do happen. Again, I wish I could have covered more of this at the time. But hey, that's what happens, especially when you're busy. And speaking more about this Consensus 2022 conference, here's a video from Bubby. This is showing the actual one of the contest winners that got the all expenses paid trip to Consensus 2022. I am incredibly jealous of you, Jacob. I'll actually go ahead and put a little link to your Twitter here, put a little image up so that way people can see who you are. But yeah, there he is. Just go ahead and spend $64.95 at the store of value. That was through MetaMask. Yeah, that was pretty quick. Of course, it all wasn't sunshine and rainbows at Consensus 2022. As you can see here, this is one thing that people sort of complained about, that it wasn't a true digital experience. For example, this person is changing 200 desk into these little tokens here. And that's what they use to buy things at certain places, like here at Stubbs Barbecue. I would go ahead and show more of this video, but there's a lot of flashing lights, and well, I don't want you guys to have a seizure. Now, in between this conference and the Futurist Conference, there actually was a meetup with the AMP token holders and Tyler Spalding, where you could ask some questions, get some more info. This was actually put together pretty quickly, so I don't think a lot of people had the time to plan to necessarily go there. But yeah, it's looking like a small group. He's definitely talking about things with people. Don't know exactly what was said. But yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be some more of these planned probably soon. Hopefully very, very soon, but we'll see. But yeah, looks like everyone was having fun, getting to discuss some things. It's nice where you can actually meet the people behind the team and the developers and get to know exactly this project, put some real faces to what's going on. Of course, there's green guys, blue chimps. Now, Futurist Conference, this was also pretty impressive. As we can see here that, yeah, it's in Toronto, which I wish I could have gone, didn't have my passport. Hey, it's Marco. That's Drop Party Marco, now part of Flexa. I believe he's the head of marketing. And yeah, you can see a truck there, food truck. They take Flexa at this conference. $8.50 Canadian. Oh yeah, if you wanted to see Vitalik speak, you had to spend uni. That was the only way to get there. That was the loyalty token. So 3,500 uni, which you could earn through various events and whatnot there. But yeah, it looks like Vitalik was speaking to a packed house. Tyler did speak earlier, which of course I showed that. And there's Flexa again. Talked to Trev there. It looks like Marco's sitting there. And the helicopter rides. These were $450 Canadian. And yeah, you just paid with crypto. Flexa was enabling that. Yeah, so that was a very good conference. And if you want to know how everything worked with those conferences, just sort of the details, Crypto Bub, aka Bubby, put on the Reddit here, there's a difference between the Flexa payment links. You also have the payment SDK, which that's more of what you would use at a retailer. I know they've been talking about, well, at least the people that have gone to Sheets and been able to spend their crypto at the few Sheets locations right now, that there's actually a Flexa button on the register that the cashier has to hit. And that would be the payments SDK. But yeah, if you want to read more about the details here, there you go. And funny story, I was editing and completely forgot to mention the commercial. Yes, the Flexa commercial. This came out August 7th. This was during that blockchain Futurist Conference. You can see there David Duchovny. That's, kind of a joke here in this video. It's actually Duchovny. But yeah, hey, there's Zuku from Zcash with his stake, aka proof of stake. But yeah, it's just showing how quickly that digital payments can go through one line. There's conversation here. He talks about, oh, think of all the amazing things I could do in my free time. And yeah, it's just a good commercial all around. I especially like the ending to it. But yeah, it's a very good commercial, well shot. And there's actually going to be more of these, because remember we saw quite a bit when it came to these commercials in regards to who was there and different people behind the scenes. So yeah, this is just the first of, well, I'm hoping at least 2 or 3 of them. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think these are going to mainly be during the conferences that are happening. And again, this is a pretty quick video. I'm just showing what's happening, what's going to be happening. The mainnet conference, this is September 21st through the 23rd in New York, New York. Again, it's a little bit expensive to go to these, $1,600 for a ticket. But hey, that's with the $300 discount. So yeah, I will not be attending this one. But if you go to the speakers here, and I'm just going to do a simple Control F. There you go, Tyler Spalding. He's going to be there. Of course, if you go down, this is actually the keynote speaker section. Of course, you click down again, there's another picture of him. That's under the R speakers section. So yeah, mainnet conference, Masari. It's a pretty big conference, especially because these sponsors you've heard of, Crypto.com, Hedera, Tron, Ripple, Anchor, definitely Anchor there. Yeah, I mean, there's just a bunch here. My favorite, though, is clear at the bottom. Ooh, I do like Brave. I like me some Brave and Chainlink. But yeah, you go all the way down here. All the way, all the way, all the way. Yeah, Decrypt. This is a great media source, in my opinion. Especially because they covered the BitBoy thing that's been going on with that lawsuit. And yeah, so I mean, things are still happening. Conferences are going to be happening. It's just a bear market right now. Don't get too worried. All the moon boys are leaving. All the paper hands are leaving. This is natural for any market cycle.